Does a Jewish answering machine sound like?
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not home to take your call. But at the tone, please leave your bad news. Well, now Lauren would love that, okay?
Yeah.
Lauren, I love it, okay? What's the best part of taking a vacation in Puerto Rico? Getting to visit your hubcaps. Okay, here's another two-pager. Two men were driving through South Dakota when they got pulled over by a state trooper. The cop walked up, tapped on the window with his nightstick. The driver rolled down the window and whack! The cop smacked him in the head with his nightstick. What the hell was that for? The driver asked. You're in South Dakota, son, the trooper answered. When we pull you over in South Dakota, you better have your license ready by the time we get to your car. I'm sorry, officer, the driver said. I'm from California and didn't know your laws here. The trooper runs a check on the guy's license. He's clean and gives the guy his license back. The trooper then walks around to the passenger side and taps on the window. The passenger rolls down the window and whack! The trooper smacks him on the head with the nightstick. What in the hell did you do that for? The passenger demands. Just making your wish come true, replied the trooper. Making what wish come true? The passenger asked. Well, I know you big city types, the trooper says. 2 miles down the road, you're going to turn to your buddy and say, I wish that asshole would have tried that shit with me. Well, let's see. Alternative titles for Brokeback Mountain. Oklahoma. High Nooner. The Magnificent 7 Inches. Jeremiah's Johnson. Butch Cassidy and the Bundance Kid.
Oh my God.
The Man Who Blew Liberty Valance. How the West Was Hung. The Legend of the Long Ranger. That's enough of that. Okay, what did Ray Nagin, the mayor of New Orleans, say when asked his views on Roe versus Wade? He said he didn't care how people got back to their houses. It's very, very simple. How can you tell a female bartender is really pissed at you? There's a white string hanging out of your Bloody Mary.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay. There's an 80-year-old man walked into a crowded doctor's waiting room. As he approached the desk, the receptionist said, Hello, sir. And what are you seeing the doctor for today? There's something wrong with my dick, he said. The receptionist became irritated and said, You shouldn't come into a crowded doctor's office and say things like that. Why not? You asked me what was wrong and I told you, he said. The receptionist said, You obviously caused some embarrassment in this room full of people. You should have said there was something wrong with your ear or something, and then discuss the problem further with the doctor in private. The man walked out, waited several minutes, then came back in. The receptionist smiled and asked, Yes? There's something wrong with my ear, he said. The receptionist smiled, knowing he had taken her advice. And what is wrong with your ears, sir? The man said, I can't piss out of it. All right. Once upon a time, a cat boy decides to visit a whorehouse.
Oh, great.
He's sitting in the waiting room when he notices jars of tomatoes on the shelves. Realizing that he's very hungry, he opens a jar and proceeds to devour the whole jar. The next day, he returns and eats another jar while waiting for his prostitute. On the third day, he asked the hooker where they got those delicious tomatoes. The whore replies, tomatoes? Those are last week's abortions.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm out.
No.
I'll tell you, have you heard about the newest sequel to The Exorcist? A woman hires the devil to get a priest out of her son. Okay, what's orange and looks good on Muslims? Napalm.
Oh.
What's black and brown and looks good on a Muslim? A Doberman Pinscher.
Oh.
Why does a redneck get horny when he sees a woman dressed in leather? Because she smells like a new pickup truck. Ah, yes, it's so true. Two families moved from Afghanistan
Jamie.
to the United States. Hello, Jamie. Good to see you.
Jamie's here. Hi, Jamie. You ready for
Two
Jamie?
families moved from Afghanistan to the United States. When they arrived, the two fathers made a bet. In a year's time, whichever family had become more Americanized would win. A year later, they got together. The first Afghani says, my son is playing baseball. I had McDonald's for breakfast, and I'm on my way to pick up a case of Bud. How about you? The second Afghan says, fuck you, diaper head.
Jeez.
Okay.
A little girl and her mother were walking through the park one day, and they see two teenagers fucking in the grass. The little girl says, Mommy, what are they doing? Embarrassed, the mother says they're making cake. Next day, they were at a zoo, and the little girl sees two monkeys getting it on.
Huh?
The little girl asks her mother, what are they doing? And her mother says, they're also making cake. Mommy, you and Daddy were making cakes in the living room last night, huh? Shocked, the mother says, how do you know? Because I licked the icing off the sofa.
No.
Oh, on the first day of school, the English teacher. This is for why not. On the first day of school, the English teacher has each pupil get up in front of the class and say what they did during the summer. The class retard says, last week my daddy fell down our well. Well, that's terrible, the teacher says. Is he okay? Must be, the retard says. Yesterday he stopped yelling for help.
Oh. Oh, man.
Now, three guys are discussing which part of the woman they most enjoy looking at while they are having sex. Oh, I like looking at her tits, the first one says. That's for Braden. I like looking at her ass, the second one says. The third one says, I like looking at the top of her head.
Okay.
Where do you send Jewish kids who are having trouble in school? Concentration camp.
Oh.